Godspeed to the city streets. We began to feel the fire. We rise like tall buildings as the chemicals, they take us higher. The night's young and it's just begun as she puts her hand in mine. We wanna chase the night, wanna dance to the light, pull the stars from the sky, just two hearts running wild. Never sleep, never stop, as we shout from the top. We're gonna be two hearts running wild. Now the morning is the afternoon. We lay awake in bed. The laughs so loud as the hours pass. We're gonna do it all again. We wanna chase the night, wanna dance to the light, pull the stars from the sky, just two hearts running wild. Never sleep, never stop, as we shout from the top. We're gonna be, we're gonna be two hearts running wild. The moonlight, the summer sky, it was the best we ever had. And we'll stay young forever. We'll never have regrets. We wanna chase the night, wanna dance to the light, pull the stars from the sky, just two hearts running wild. Never sleep, never stop, as we shout from the top. We're gonna be two hearts running wild. We're gonna be, we're gonna be.
Good afternoon. Welcome to this live. It is almost 2 p.m. here in the Netherlands, and I'm happy to see you all. At least, I hope you're happy to see me as well. It is, yeah, nice. Hopefully, you have no issues catching the stream because I see that YouTube is complaining a bit in the other end, but looking at my test, which is my iPod, it says it's running, so I don't know. But yeah, I hope you're all having an absolutely great day, and I hope you feel like hanging out with me because I am going to crochet on a bucket hat, which is one that I will be bringing with me to Denmark. But right now, I don't know if it seems to be a bit snug, but it could be me. It's the beginning. This is the first skein of yarn. It's all in, and I need to add the second. So that is basically what we will do, and then I'll see if I can finish it today. It's not impossible to finish it, but I don't know. It kind of depends, I guess, on how quick I crochet. Good morning, Sarah. I would say go grab a cup of coffee and come and hang out with me. I'd absolutely love that. That would be absolutely wonderful. Let's see if I actually counted correctly here, because I need to make sure that I need, according to this, 3 more rows. It's probably more like 2 more rows, and then I need to start make the next part. But just let me count for a minute. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. 9. That would match when I'm around. Awesome. What I'm also gonna do, of course, because that's just so much nicer for you guys, is to see like this. I just need to do a little bit like that. And then we'll flip to my dual view and we will get down here. I also have my tea with me, of course. As always, I have a nice, great mug of tea. My favorite mug of tea today contains a Russian Earl Grey. It's basically like Earl Grey with bergamot, but it also has an extra added flavor of lemon. So it's like a fresh Earl Grey. I'm using a 4.5mm crochet hook. Actually, the pattern says I need to use a smaller hook, but if I do that, I don't meet gauge. And even now, it's a little bit too tiny for gauge. This bucket hat is a gift for my mom. She knows she's getting it. She picked the color. She knows how it's looking. So it's not like I'm spoiling the surprise. She did think she needed one less row of increases because she felt it was a little bit roomy. So that's what we're doing. And now I'm, of course, a bit curious because I did test this and I had the feeling it was a little bit snug on my head. But the thing is, I'm gonna finish it, and if it's too tiny, then I will sell it. Because I don't feel like unraveling it. Then I'll just rather attempt selling it and make a new one. Because it feels like a waste of time to unravel it if it's not needed. I prefer working from skeins from the outside. Don't ask me why. I guess it's because I have too much experience with yarn bath. I always get yarn bath. So instead, I like this concept because now I can just take it off and it spins so ever nicely. We are ready to get a new strand added because this is what I have left from the old. So that is what I want to do. I just basically want to keep working on this. I need to finish this row, and the end of row is here. I like to mark the end and the beginning of my row because it helps me keep track. And once I'm here, then I need to do one more row that round and one more row that round. And then that's what I have to start adding. I guess it's called the brim section, the whole brim section. Good morning, oddballs. Definitely go make your coffee. I'll be here. I won't disappear. I'll be here for a bit. Sarah says she's the same. She also likes to work from the outside, even with big 16-ounce balls. Well, so we have some similarities, I guess we can conclude. It is a 4.5mm hook. I think I said that already. And let's see. With this pattern, it's quite simple actually. I'll skip 2 stitches. Normally I'll work in a single crochet, but what I'll do here now is I'll leave that one loose to be woven in. And I'll take the new one. I usually try to make them about similar length, and I use this one to pull through for my new working end. So that is how I kind of fix that. Then it's like a single crochet, half double, and a double is what makes this pattern on this section. I need to keep track of this. Just a moment. Yeah, I'll need to do something about this one. So I'll just make a little sweet, nice knot because I tend to first weave in ends when I know that I'm good. So I'll just make this little snidely bone to keep track of the yarn. Let's see. So skip 2. And we do the single, half double, and double. And then we need to jump into the next. And Nightbud is also with us. It is grey outside. slip stitch into the first stitch of the round, chain 1, and we'll turn the work, and then we need to work in the double crochet from the previous row where we do the single crochet, half double and double, skip 2, etc. And it's such an easy pattern, this, once you get going. The only challenge is obviously that I need other hooks to meet gauge. She does change up and down in hook size. I didn't do that last time I made this hat, which was in December. And I think the result was pretty nice as was. So I think I'm just using the same plan. That makes most logic to me. Because I like how that turned out. It was a blue striped one, for those that may remember. This one is just a plain colored one. This colorway is called Perla, by the Linda Hobby Cotton 88. They had some. They have sale on the Linda Hobby Cotton 88 this week, and I got this yarn in the yarn haul, which arrived this week, and the yarn haul will be up on my channel on Monday. For those curious, so I would say pop up and watch that one if you want to watch a bunch of cotton. It is a very nice cotton yarn. This it's really, for a cotton yarn, this is pretty soft. Reminds me, I just need to mark off so that I finish that row, because else I'll forget. So it is a really nice cotton yarn, I think, honestly. So I got some more of them, and I want to make some more hats for sale. And in that sense, I don't see an issue either if this ends up not fitting, because in that event I will just I'll just put it for sale. If it does fit, it's awesome, and then it's a gift for my mother, who probably is in a car right now. She's been to the hospital to get her lungs drained from liquid. We're still waiting on the results from they took some samples when they did the surgery last week, and we're still waiting on results to see if they will tell us a bit more about what's wrong, so we hopefully can also get a treatment plan for her soon. But rather than that, this is just pretty smooth sailing when it comes to crochet. And it does, of course, help that this yarn is so wonderfully soft to work with. It is a yarn that I definitely could see myself having a shirt off of some kind, or t-shirt or top, or yeah, for a cotton yarn, it's really nice. I don't know if it's as nice once it had a wash. That I do not know, but I think it's nice. Also, I did finish the Ceylon T-shawl, and it's blocked. It's right now on the blocking mat. And if you want to see it, I can find a photo of it, because I actually did take a picture. But it's right now been blocked. That is something I did this morning. I'll take it off the mats probably after dinner. Tonight we have a meeting, so it has to be before then, because right now it is on the floor I have in my bedroom, and that's not very convenient if that's going to be there tomorrow morning, because then you might have forgotten about it, and I would hate for people to step on those needles, or the pins, the blocking pins. So yeah, I need to make sure it's all wrapped up tonight. I could probably show that when I'm through this round and back, because then I'm kind of finished with the pattern here on the side. Then before going to the next step, we can have a look at at how that is looking, if you're interested. Then if we finish this one today, which would be absolutely awesome if we do, and then the real question is, I need to see how much I have left. I did get 4 of these skeins. Theoretically, I may need a bit more than 2, maybe a bit less. And then it could be that I make the extra, or at least if I have enough yarn to make the extra would be really nice. And Hilla says they just got home. Welcome home. Hope traffic was decent. Oddball's got her coffee, so she is ready, I think, to sit down and grab some crafting stuff and hang out with us. It's always awesome to have you guys hang out here. And now I need to keep track. But it is a really, really nice cotton. I really like this cotton. Especially for the price when it's on sale. It's a really good price too. It's just a shame it doesn't come in variegated colors. That would be pretty cool, I think. So yeah, we will see. So one more. Oh, sweet. So, Adbal says she got the platter order yesterday and she started on the shawl and she picked the Darjeeling tea shawl. And that is, if I remember correctly, for the bridal shawl that you promised to make. Definitely looking forward to see how that's gonna turn out. Amanda is in the house. Hello, Amanda, my most favorite Swede. Meanwhile, we'll just tackle along here. But yeah, so this is it's such a nice cotton to work in, honestly. It's not rough, it's soft, it's a really nice cotton for this. And I can imagine using this cotton for lots of things. So I may actually get in the mood for more than just bucket hats and bags. Hello, Manuela. Wonderful to have you with us this afternoon. And Oddballs just verifies it's bridal shawl. Yeah, I remembered correctly. So yeah, I'm pretty happy that I finished the Ceylon tea shawl. I finished that up Monday evening. Though I first had time to put it on the blocking board today. I had a few other things going on yesterday, and there just wasn't enough hour in the days to ensure I could finish it all on time. And now it is stretched out, and I still like the look of the Ceylon tea. And I definitely stretched it more than I had expected it would stretch. Amanda will be just right back. And Hilla says she has an appointment with some socks. That might be the socks. I found this awesome yarn in my mom's stash when I was home, and I told her if she had nothing to do, she could always make me a pair of socks of them because I thought it looked pretty cool. Apparently, it's some type of variegated sock yarn. So she is working on a pair of socks. So that would be pretty cool, actually. Let's see. So that would be this, and then chain one, and we'll flip it around. And then we just have the one row left of this pattern on the side. Once that's done, we are gonna have a look at the blocked Ceylon tea shawl for those that's curious. It's just a photo because it's upstairs, taking up the whole floor in my bedroom. But I have to say, it might actually be a better place to block than what I've done previously, which is currently filled with other things. So I'm not completely against blocking there in the future. It just means that if I do, I really need to schedule it, because obviously I don't want it laying there when, like, it has to be done over the day. So I have to put it on in the morning, and then in the evening I can take it off. I also wanted to get some more photos done of items, but I haven't. Well, honestly, let's be honest. I were awake at a decent time this morning, but I fell back asleep, and apparently I very much needed that extra sleep. So, the project I'm testing, I might need to buy more blocking T-pins for it. I have about 200, but the designer used 600 to 700 to block hers. I know I can partially block it, but still, that is some decision. Jesus, yeah. Oh my goodness, that is dedication if you are sitting with 600 to 700 pins to block a piece of work. And the thing is, when I block, I'm crawling around on the floor, and I'm definitely not as fit and lean as I used to be. Good Lord. Yeah, that's dedication to blocking. I won't exactly say that I enjoy blocking, but I enjoy the result of it. I really enjoy the result. But that is not. I've partially blocked as well. When I've made the leafy shawl, I had to partially block it because I didn't have enough blocking boards to actually block that. Admiral says that's nuts. I don't know if I would make that, make anything that would need that many pins for the blocking. Yep. I may have my doubts too. Amanda says she can block on her kitchen table. I am jealous. I could probably block on my kitchen table too, actually, but that would require me to clean it up a bit. I tend to stack things on the kitchen table, so it's half visible. I really need to clear up this mess. Every so often I do that, and then I'm like, oh yeah, I could do that. But I once blocked on my garden table, and that's not bad in the summer because it's outdoor. Right now, I just open the window also in the bedroom to help get some air in for the dampness. I do like that I used a partially acrylic yarn for it because that means that it will keep its shape a bit better after blocking, because I did steam block it. Yeah, the hat collector was blocked partially. My blocking mats wasn't large enough. I post block on the floor in her spare bedroom. So I do have a guest room, but the available floor space on that in that room is just not big enough, or it's not big enough for me to easily crawl around the project to put in the pins. Let's put it like that. So it's possible, but it's somewhat inconvenient. So if I just need a small project blocked, I can do that. But anything when we get up to shoulder sizes is rather inconvenient in that room. And right now, it's also having extra stuff stashed there, um, as well. So let's see. Amanda says overnight kitchen table is easiest. I can imagine that. I can definitely imagine that. It might work on this table, actually. It's worth a thought because I do have a few other shawls I need to get blocked, but some of them, one of them is a long shawl, so it's just like it's less than a meter wide, but it's really long. So I need some length, and then my table, it would probably be long enough, but I couldn't have anything else on the table. And I also use my kitchen slash dinner table for. That's the table I'm sitting at. This is my dinner table. Um, it's multi-purpose table. I use it for so many things. Um, And I have to say, when we moved my mom-in-law, she had this dinner table, and I was like, "Oh, that would be so amazing for as a crafting table." It's like it's not looking that good because it had some damages, but it's perfect for just, something at a normal height, so you don't need to crawl around putting in pins and so on. Um, right now, my shawl is just laying on the floor. Artball's table wouldn't be big enough. She has a smaller table. So this table, it's a 6-person seater table, without pulling out anything. So it's like a 6-person, and there's a decent distance as well across. So it could probably work for like the Salem T-shawl or something like that. But the thing is, I'm not sure how it would handle like the blocking and so on, because I do spray it with a little bit of water and I do steam block, and I'm not sure how this table would handle that. To some extent, I also kind of want a new table. To some extent, not only because it is a really nice table, but it's also been here for, I don't know, 15, 20 years. But there's so many things I want. And that requires a ton of money, to be honest, which I probably don't have. So, I did have my second part of my job interview yesterday, and I think that went well. I was talking with 3 different people that's like supposed to be my colleagues if I get the job. It took about half an hour with each person, so we talked individually, and they give you all sorts of questions like, how would you act in this, or can you give an example from your past in a similar situation to that, and stuff like that. So I think um, I think it was a good conversation. If I'll get the job, I don't know. Um, we will have to see. I'm right now just waiting to see if they want to offer me a part-time job, which would be really amazing, because obviously that would mean less worries for paying for my food and other bills. Um, and then we will see what other possibilities are there. But the flexibility this job offers is pretty amazing, and therefore I would be quite happy to actually get it. Atbal says, my table is used all day. We kind of hang out there all the time. So one of my guys would accidentally do something to it if I blocked it there. In the spare room, it's out of the way. Yeah, that makes sense. I think I would be fine if it was just overnight here. But it's probably not the most convenient. Definitely not if I need to make sure there's room for dinner. Yeah, I also have the foam mats, but this coating the table has is a little bit sensitive. So if you do just a little bit wrong, it gets like white marks. So, and that especially if it gets too damp, and you don't like clear that up instantly and so on. If the water just like if you have a drop of water and it lays on the table and it just leave it to dry, on its own, you will get like marks from it. You can't see it here because there's nothing right here that's showing it, but yeah, so it's a sensitive wood. Gee. They do hang over the edge some depending on the project, and you only steam them. Yeah. It could be worth a try, but I don't want to get killed if it happens something to the table. I have scratches on it these days as well. You can't really barely see it, but there's actually small scratches here when I look closer at it, and I'm like, where did they come from? I don't know. Oh. Yeah, so I drizzled some water over them and then I steam blocked it, and it's laying and drying right now. It should be fine in a few hours, and then I can remove it and take some photos tomorrow. Take some more photos tomorrow. So, oh, actually need to find the pattern because I need to see what's next. I have 3 stitches left on this row. Done. This was like 10 rows or something like that. 10, 11 rows of repeating pattern. Looks nice. Let's see what it says that I have to do. I did do 7, didn't I? Eight I did even. I think 7. 2, 4, 6, 7. Yeah, 7. It's the size teen/adult small, but it says it fits up to a 56 centimeter head, and this is definitely smaller now, but that's okay. It's probably more like a size small, but I don't know. We'll see. Then I need to slip stitch it to end the round. And we need to work on the right side, which I am, so that is awesome. And then we need to chain 1. We need to do half double crochet front loop only in the first 8 stitches, then 2 in the next. So 8 and then increase by 2, and then 8 and increase by 2. So we have 100 in total once we're done with this. So my goodness. Okay. There's not much room for this one, but we'll do that. And as I said, I do really love having a stitch marker for the start of my round, even though that I can probably see it. It's just a convenience question, I think. So we need to do 8 and then increase by 2, and then we need to do another 8 and increase by 2, and another 8 and increase by, well, actually it's just 2 stitches in one when we do that, but that's fine. So 3, 4, 5, oops, 6, 7, yeah, 7, 8. And the next we need to do 2. Oops, yeah, split, sorry. And then we need to do 8 again. And after that, it's another increase. So it's a bunch of increases. This. So we increased by 2 here. So we need to do another 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then 2 here. Honestly, 56 centimeter head, I would not consider small, so I'm not really sure where she got that idea from. And then we did 2 there, so there should be 2, 4, 6, 8, correct. We'll do another 8. So yeah, let's see how many did we get. So 4, 6, 7. Somehow I still have the feeling that this could have been so much nicer with a row of single crochets first. 8. But maybe it's not too bad. There was 2 stitches there. Again, we are back doing a bunch of half doubles. The whole top section is also just half doubles with increases. So up, all of this is half double. 2 for 5. 6. 7. 8, if I did my math right. Yep. Then we need to have 2 increases, so like, not 2 increases, but 2 half doubles in the same stitch. We'll do another 8. That should be it. There we have the 2. 2, 4, 6, 8. And then we need to work again 2 into the same stitch. It is a grey outside today, so it's not like it's cold, but because the sun isn't coming through, it feels cold, so it's cloudy. We could talk with Nightbot actually. It's usually kind enough to provide us some weather. Apple says she's in the second repeat of her shawl already. Got stuck waiting at my husband's office most of the afternoon yesterday, right after I picked up the yarn, so I had to start it. Yeah, well, I don't blame you. And I can also tell you that we are still on the Stina has too much yarn. So especially after this arrived. It arrived with some more yarn. 2 for 5. We need 3 more. So the weather for Nijmegen, which is not far from where I live, is cloudy with a temperature of 51 degrees. So that is 11 degrees Celsius. Wind is blowing from north and the current humidity is 67. The weather for New Jersey is mostly cloudy with a temperature of 47, which is about 8 degrees Celsius. Wind is blowing from north-northwest and the humidity is 43. And then Winkler in Canada says connections are fair with a temperature of 35 degrees, which is about 2 degrees Celsius. Wind is blowing from west-southwest at 8 miles per hour. Current humidity is 79. Oh my goodness. So it is, we don't have direct sunny weather forecasts right now. It was definitely more sunny yesterday. But it's okay. Can't be sunny every day, I guess. Uh, For those being curious, this row is front loop only, half double crochets, 2, 4, 6, 8, and then so I do 8 of those, and then in the 9th stitch I increase by working in the 2 half double crochets in that front loop. So the whole should be increased at the very end. So we're almost around. Did I get 4, 6, 7? I need one more. Appa says it's supposed to go snowing today, on Friday, about 25 centimeters, which is like an inch. Oh goodness. One would think that it's also slowly getting springtime there. It's like almost April 1st, right? Come on, it's not like April Fools. It's April is, but there's this story about the months and how the weather is, at least in Denmark. And April is a month where everything can happen. Yeah, that's not normal. No. Weather is a bit nuts this year. So we can do another. Let's see if it wants to. There we go. 8 front loop, only half double crochets. The first 4. We need 4 more. There. Just double checking. 2, 4, 6. Yep, 8. Then we increase by 2. And then, given that we're almost around, it should match with me having 2, 4, 6, 8. 2, 4. Let's try again. 2, 4, 6, 8. Yep, it fits. And the last one is a double. Our rhyme is April showers, spring, May flowers. Ah, that's a nice one though. So apparently all the months once assembled to get their weather divided by the mercy of God, and all the months took the weather they wanted. So the winter months took the snow, and the summer months took the sun, and the autumn took the rain, and every month kind of picked what they wanted. But April thought it was so much more fun to play around, so April didn't pick anything on time. So all the other months thought it was bad for April, like they were sorry for April that April didn't get its own weather. And therefore, they all gave April a little bit of their own. That means that April got a little bit of sun, a little bit of snow, a little bit of wind, a little bit of rain, a little bit of frost, just, so April also had its own weather. And therefore, it's said that you can never know what to expect in the month of April. If that's true, I don't know, but I do know that April is usually the most surprisingly month when it comes to weather, at least in Denmark, so I do like the story actually. Next week is spring break for my son. I hope the weather's nice for me. Well, I hope so too. It is 1st of April on Tuesday. Already. Wow. So I'm at the end of the row and I'm expecting to slip stitch. Yes, I am. You're very welcome, Oddballs. It is a cute story. When I heard it first time, I found it insanely cute, and I'm sure that I left out a few things. But I like how it is in the sense of. So I slip stitch into the first stitch, then I need to chain 1, half double crochet in the first 9 stitches, and then 2 half doubles in the next stitch. Repeat all the way around. I'm joining with a slip stitch. I can do that. I can do that. So we start with a half double, and we do 9 of those, and we already did it 1. And the benefit is, at least that is what I think. Oh, it's not really grabbing the yarn how I wanted to. So is that I can actually see where I increased, and normally this increase will be at the same locations. So I have 1 increase here, so I'm like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Yeah, perfect. So this means that this row I will only have to do very, very little thinking. I like little thinking. That's nice. Mindless crochet is good crochet. When I did the sail and t-shawl, every time I had a row of only front post or back post double crochets, or a whole rows of double crochets or something like that, I was like, yay, it's a mindless row. Awesome, break time. In the sense of like my brain goes on break and I'll just work along. Oh, split the yarn. So that's kind of nice. Let's see. If I am right, I should have had my 9 half doubles. So 2, 4, 6, 8, 9. I did. And then we increase by 2 in the stitch. Or we increase in the stitch by working in 2. That would be the more correct saying. And then we'll do another 9, etc. I actually realized I forgot to. I had sort of promised to show you guys how the sail and t-shawl look like. So I guess we will do that in a minute. I just need to keep track of this one. One more. That should be. There's 2, 2, 4, 6, 8, 9. I really should show how it ended up looking. This pattern is by Dini Made. I have it. You can also get it actually in Hobby if you have a Hobby Plus subscription, or you can get it on Ravelry. I linked to the Ravelry pattern in the description box down below. And meanwhile, I am going to see if can I do that on this one. Maybe I can. Well, I could also go here. Still have this. Yeah, awesome. We do. And then, oh, that was the wrong one. I needed to go have a look. That was a shawl, but that was not the Ceylon tea shawl, I can tell you that. I am just trying to get the sizing fit the screen a bit without it being too funky. Here we go. You should still be able to hear me, hopefully, if I did it correct. Ta-ta! The Ceylon tea shawl. It's on the blocking mats and it's upstairs. And I think it turned out absolutely gorgeous. So yeah, it's being blocked right now. It is with the extra row also. So yeah, that is how it's looking. And yeah, I'm pretty happy. We will pull it off the blocking mats in a couple of hours, and then it should hopefully be dry by then, if everything goes well. And I get compliments. It's gorgeous and it's beautiful, etc. And I'm saying thank you, ladies. Thank you so much for your compliments. And I agree, it is gorgeous. I'm quite happy with how it turned out. That is undisputable. So it's enjoying itself on the blocking board right now. Should I have downsized this hook maybe? I don't know. I probably should have. The pattern says I should, but I don't meet the gauge in the pattern in any case. And I don't remember if I hook sized down on the other one. I don't remember. It'll be fine. Did you wet block the shawl completely or just sprayed? Susan, I sprayed it and then I steam blocked it. So I gave it a spritzel of spray, just regular water, nothing fancy. And then I went over it with my steam blocker. I'm actually in doubt if I should have hook size down to just the size smaller for this piece. Because I recall the pattern says you do, but yeah. Switch down to blah 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 hook. But I'm like, hook they switched down to is only like 0.25 millimeters smaller. I don't think that's going to be a big thing. I'm expecting this to be fine regardless. So 2, 4, 6, 8, 9. So I need to have an extra in here. So I could have done my 4 millimeter hook here, but I didn't. But maybe I should have. It would give a bit stiffer brim because obviously it's tighter tension. But I don't remember if I did that last time. I will be honest. So I'm just crocheting along here and we will see how it turns out. I think that's the end result. Not in the mood to frog anything in any case. And I still think it looks nice as is. Right? It's not bad. Can't see the few places where we increased, but that's not too surprising either. Two, 4, 6, 8, 9. Yeah, it fits. So far, it's good. We are going great. And looking at time, I'm an optimistic person for finishing it. I did bring a few other items that we could work on if I manage to finish this one. It will, of course, go better if I didn't split the yarn. Because this yarn is not that tightly wound, so sometimes it does want to do a little splitting if you're not paying attention. 4, 6, needs 3 more. 3 more is what we need. 1, 2, and 3. And then we have the increase here. Like that. And then what I'm going to do is, I think I noticed I tend to really pull the work closer and closer to me. I think like this, you might actually see it a bit better. Was my thought. I'd love to have some sort of top-down view. But I don't have that. It's not convenient for my setup. Four, 6, 7. Need 2 more. 1, 2, and then we need to do an increase. We have 2 bits left to increase, and then we have finished this row. We should be at 110 stitches, and it's all half double crochets right now, so it's mindlessly easy. And looking at how the yarn is performing, I would say I'm probably having enough to make an extra set because I do have extra yarn. But let's see how far we get. Could also be I'm too optimistic. Oh, that's easy because this one then suggests that I finish this row and then I need to do a row without increases, so it gets even easier. Then after that you do a row of increases because it like slowly increases. Neighbor's son getting away on his yeah, it's not like a motorcycle, but it's like a scooter. It's so scary. The neighboring kids across the road, they're already so old that they can drive scooters and cars and so on. And I have the feeling that they're still small kids from back in the day when I moved here. That is scary how quickly time goes. So now we slip stitch, tuck it up a bit, chain one, and then we'll do a whole row of no increases, just half doubles, which is easy. Because this is even less thinking. So right now we are just chipping along. The scary part is I did almost use, right now this is like almost a big, like a full, the pattern says to use 3.5mm hook, but if I do that I will never meet gauge. So I increased hook size to meet gauge, and still I'm not completely meeting it. So I'm just accepting the fact that I guess it's also a slightly different yarn, but it should be about the same yarn. Appa says my son wanted to take his e-bike to school today. He wasn't happy when I told him it's too cold. Well, I guess everything is relative. In Scandinavia, you still see a lot of people on their bike, even though it's freezing temperatures. It's just a question of having the right tires on, I guess, on the bike. Don't spit on me, Jan. So, caught it. Just does look a bit funky here, so I'll redo it regardless. It's probably also, I think it's a culture thing sometimes, what people do and what people don't do. I could have hook size down just one. I'll do that for the next one. I do like the pattern. It is simple once you're going. So that's nice. That is nice. Can't imagine how quickly time has gone this week. I need to do some math later as well to make sure I have everything ready. Friday, I have an appointment in Germany. And I don't know how long it will take. And I'm the only one going, which means that I'm also the one that has to do the driving, so I can't even crochet on the seat next to. So I'm not expecting to crochet a lot Friday. It's almost 2 kilometers to school, so it's a bit of a ride. Yeah, I guess I've known people that's done similar rides and they also did it in winter. So maybe, yeah, I don't know. That said, Canada can get a lot colder than some places in Scandinavia. I'm looking at this and I'm like, maybe actually I did hook down. It's not like it's looking bad, it's just, maybe I did hook down. I'm in doubt, I don't remember. I think too much. And that is no surprise for anyone that knows me. I do tend to think a lot. Decision making is honestly, sometimes I think if giving diagnosis were as popular back then when I was a kid as they are today, I'll probably have a bit of HDAD or something like that, some sort of disorder. The air is cold. There's a difference when it's +2 and the air is warm. I don't know how to explain it. Chill temperature, chill factor, I think. Because even though it's about 2, but if the chill factor, depending on wind, it can be like -10. So that's chill factor. That's probably the one you're looking for. So the actual feel can be much different than it is in reality. Not sure how they do calculate chill factor though. I think the most crazy I've ever experienced was that's probably like 10 years ago, a bit more than 10 years ago. I were in Granada in Spain, and we were there to compete, and it was 42 degrees Celsius. Um, and when you were in the shade, you could feel you didn't have the scorching sun on you, but you didn't have the feeling it was actually colder in the shade. Um, that was really odd, and the wind was warmer than the air temperature. That was so, ugh, that was so, yeah, just not nice actually. The air's, yeah, the ground is still frozen, so it feels colder. That makes good sense. So yeah, I think that's probably the chill factor. Good morning, Sarah. Good morning to you, my lady. And thank you for your good afternoons. You are more than welcome to send the sun here. Right now it is cloudy. It's not raining, it's just cloudy. And due to it being cloudy, it feels chilly for me. And we almost all the way around, and then we need to do a round of increases. Meanwhile, that I'm looking at this and I'm thinking, maybe I did indeed decrease hook size, but I didn't do it here. But I'm not gonna frog it. I'm gonna be like, okay, whatever. Sorry. Because frogging feels like a waste of time, and I still think it looks nice, right? It's still like a nice, smooth work here. The weather in Minneapolis is sunny. We all want to. Now my streaming software is giving me errors. Hopefully, you guys didn't experience much of that. Yeah, no, I'm frozen. There we are. I'm sorry. Apparently, I had an error from my streaming software. Weather in Minneapolis. Conditions are sunny with a temperature of 38 degrees Fahrenheit, about 3 degrees Celsius. Wind is blowing from west-southwest at 3 miles per hour. Current humidity is 81. And sorry for me just dropping out for a second there. Not sure why that happened. So we're almost all the way around, and then it's time to see what's next. I do know it's an increase row, so it's probably like 8 half doubles, and then, oh sorry, 10 half doubles, and then increase by an extra double, half double, so to say, and then back around. Is what I'm expecting. Almost all the way around here. I was actually quite surprised how far I got with one skein yesterday. So maybe I have enough to make a second regardless. Da, da, da. That was it. We got all the way around. I need to slip stitch. Minneapolis is about 6 hours from me. I've been to that airport many times because that's like the airport that's convenient for specific long distance hauls or something like that. Like, I've been to Atlanta airport twice. If you count both arrivals and departures, it would be 4, I guess. But I've been to the States twice. Both we flew into Atlanta at Jackson Hartsfield, and that airport is a nightmare. And that is a lot bigger than what I thought it would be. Let's see. So we did that. Then I need to do chain 1, half double crochet in the first 10 stitches, and then increase by 1, and then all the way around. We can do that too. So we chain 1, and we do a half double. What can I say? My experience with Atlanta Airport, Jackson Hartsfield, was, so I like walking. I don't mind walking. And I had just been in the flight for 10 hours. We land, and I decided, and we landed at the Terminal 5, which is the one that's furthest away from everything. And then an ad interrupted me. I'm sorry. Adbo says, because our airport isn't very big, so you usually have to connect somewhere, which is off Minneapolis. Sarah says, about 40 minutes from the airport, but the closest big city I thought Nightbot could get. Yeah, that's probably true. Nightbot is a bit specific on that. When it comes to Atlanta Airport, so apparently there are 5 terminals, and intercontinental flights are always Terminal 5, apparently. And after this 10-hour flight, I decided I want to walk. So we landed, and I got down to this like big long walking alley underneath that connects the terminals, and at the very end you also have the luggage belt for all the terminals apparently. So I wanted to walk there, and I got down and I started walking. The amount of time I'd spent until I got to like the next terminal actually the first was okay. I did another one, and at Terminal 3 I jumped on the subway they have. It was just too far of a walk. Then the next time I came there, I knew how far of a walk it was, so I wanted to take the subway. But guess what? It was broken down, so I had to walk until they fixed it, which was like also 1 or 2 terminals further down the road. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Awesome. So we increase by 1 in this stitch. Then we do another 10. I have a feeling I may just or may just not have enough yarn for this if I want to do an extra, that is. But it would be awesome if I can finish this bucket hat with what I have left here. That would be generally amazing. 2. There's an increase. 2, 4, 6, 8. I need 2 more. But I have a feeling it might not. What did I say? 2 more? Did I do 2 more? I didn't, I think. 2, 4, 6. I did. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Increase. But the thing is, if this one is too small, then if I were to make a bigger one, I would need more yarn, and then I would need to buy more yarn. That's a nice excuse to buy more yarn, I guess. But that wasn't exactly what I had planned. It is still on sale until Monday, so I could, if needed, 2, 4, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Though if I do that, I do have another idea. Let's see. 4, 6, 8, 10. Because then I may want to get enough just to make a top as well. For why not? Let's see, like that. Increase. Four, 5. Oh, yarn split. How many did I do? 2, 4, 6, 8. Need 2 more. 1, 2. That's the one I got from Temu. Yep, it's like about probably, I don't know, it would probably like $12 maybe. Is a good guess. I paid around, I think I paid maybe 10, 11 euros for it. Of Temu. You can also get them from Hobby. They're just way more expensive. But it is the same concept. So I'm sure there are other stores selling them as well. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. And I really like this for taking them from the outside. I also have one that holds 2 balls, but we haven't been as good friends yet. It might work with this type of yarn because it's like standing skeins, not too big. But the yarns I thought it would work well with was too big when they got caked up, and there wasn't enough space between the 2 holders for the purpose I had in mind, unfortunately. But it works really nice. I also use them for cake yarns. But yeah, this is one I made a review on as well back in August, I think. So if you prefer working from the outside of a skein, then awesome. Of course, if it's a loose skein, then it will eventually collide, and it's a bit. Yeah, they're also on Amazon and all, probably even on eBay. You could probably find them as well. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Increase. Six. So I have 2 of these, and I have one of the doubles. Appa says she was an inside puller only until you got them, and now you're an outside puller. It's so much nicer. I think it works really nice. What is the one I got, one of the 2 I got from Temu, because they're basically two loose pieces, and this is really smooth for the metal to run around. But you need to make sure that the metal sticks out a little bit here in the bottom, because if it doesn't, the 2 wood pieces will slice on top of one another and it will not turn smoothly. So you just need a few millimeters to ensure that there is actually a space here between, because else it will not spin. That was the pro tip. Abba says my daughter asked for one for her birthday in July. Well, now you know what to get her. That's nice. I don't even know what to wish for my birthdays anymore. Oh no, I need to make sure that I don't went too far. I probably did. Use increase 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Definitely went too far. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Here we need to increase. That said, I am now at a place in the pattern where a single increase might have been able to be overlooked. 4, 6, 8. 2 more. Ah. Upper says she has a slightly different one. It is a counter sock, so so that works a bit different on this. But basically, if you find it's not spinning as smooth, you need to check if there's enough spacing between the plates, because else you may risk that it's not smoothly spinning. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. What I need to do some stage as well is I need to have a look at. Yeah, I made a decision for my next knitting project as well, because I obviously want to spend some yarn in my stash, and I have it in my scrap, and I don't know what else to use it for, so it would make perfect sense to actually use that for a hat. And I think they could be double hulled so nicely. 2, 4, 6. I need 4 more. Mine is slightly, yeah, so let's see. I also bought these fabric pouches at craft fair that I can put a spinner in with a cake on top to take it with me on the go. Oh, that's cool. I know some of them probably can, like those round, yeah, project bags. I need to think about what project to work on next or bring with me next. And I have some other projects I really should get started on, but right now I'm just in the mood to get this one finished. Because obviously I want to make sure it's ready for when I'm going to Denmark. And right now I'm a little bit keen on how much yarn I have left and the sizing. If but what I could consider is yarning down the hook size and do the size bigger. That could also maybe work. Let's see. 4, 6, 8, 9. One more. Six, 8, 10. That matches. But it's probably more like I like the fact of being done and seeing how the fit is. Because I am curious. Tend to measure a fair bit. And it's like, I don't know, tiny bit smaller than what it's supposed to be, like a centimeter. So we are round and we can slip stitch, and then I think it is another round where I just only go around. Give me a moment, please. We had 10 in between. That was row 26, so it's 120 stitches. Row 27 is half double crochet in each stitch of the round. Yep, can do that. We are definitely getting closer. We have like 4 or 5 rows left. Maybe I have enough yarn. I don't know. We'll see. Would be pretty cool if I can do it with just 2 skeins though. I intentionally got 3 to make sure I had enough. And then I decided to order an extra just in case. And now I'm actually in doubt if I should, like, actually a 5th would have been fine, because then I definitely would have had enough yarn. But I should now have 120 stitches around. So what we are doing right now is 120 half double crochets all the way around. I don't know if there's a name for this. This stitch pattern is basically single crochet, half double, double crochet in the same stitch. You skip 2 stitches, then you do another single crochet, half double crochet, and double crochet in the same stitch, etc. Skips 2 stitches. And then at the very end, you slip stitch into the first single crochet of the round, and then you chain 1, turn the work around, and in the half double double crochet from the previous row, you work in a single crochet, half double, and a double. Skip 2 stitches and work in the next double crochet of the previous row. 1 single crochet, half double, and double, etc. And that makes this sort of lovely pattern. So I don't know if it has a name actually, um, but it reminds me a little bit of the lemon peel. It's concept-wise a bit similar and yet not completely because the lemon peel is, I think, you know, you do single crochet, double crochet, single crochet, double crochet, and the following row you do double crochet and the single crochets in opposite to kind of make up for the height. So it's not completely the same, but texture wise it gets really nice, and it looks even more clear. So if it's not, this is now just because it's single colored, but if this was like multiple colors you could also very clear see the stitch definition. It is not unclear, but you know, it's even nicer when there's some color changing in it. um, and I am planning making more of these hats, um, where I will have some different colors. I also have some granny scare bucket hats that I want to jump into making, because I did get a fair bit of cotton yarn. That is for the video that I will have out on Monday for you guys to watch. I have a little yarn haul. Well, it's a 3 kilo yarn haul, so it's like what, £6, but it was on sale and I needed it to make this and to make a few other things. So I think it's quite nice, um, how it's working up. Oh, I'm sorry. And here I thought I had enough sleep this morning. Some people say that yawning is due to a lack of oxygen in your brain, because what happens when you yawn, you actually breathe in at the same time. It is my pleasure to be an inspiration, Sarah. For those that know, or for those that don't know, I am an Olympian, and the saying for the Olympics at London, where I competed, was to inspire a generation. Um, and yeah, I think that's a very nice saying. I like to inspire people, so that was really fitting for me. It was meant to be, in the sense of. Um, Unfortunately, my performance was apparently not meant to be. Oops. Don't split yarn. Please don't split on me. We are almost halfway around here. Yeah, I'd be so happy if this yarn makes it all the way. I'm actually rather optimistic it might do. But I will also say I am slightly doubting if I can make a second in case this one is too small. We will have to see. But so far this goes pretty nice, I'd say. But when I'm working on this and I'm seeing the fluffiness here, I am debating if I think I did hook size down last time. Hopefully it's not going to be a big difference. We will see. I will test it out soon. Because once this row is complete, I think we're like only having 4 rows left. And then I need to figure out what my next project is. I need to cast on stitches for some knitting, but I'm not don't have these things here, and I'm not so sure if we can reach that today, so I may just do that on my own. But I do have my Ultimate Sacrifice shawl laying next to me, so we could work on that. And I also have the cotton lights for if I need to have a look at the pattern for the Sweet Mateen poncho. But also I need to make like 8 granny squares for that, but it's not just like a standard granny square. So I have a feeling I will be better off doing that on my own, at least just until I have the first down, so I know how the pattern works. So I think the Ultimate Sacrifice might be the best gamble, because Fleur is getting too big for me to decently actually do it here on a stream, because it's just like piling up on the table when I work on it. So I don't want to do that. That is that's not practical. But the Ultimate Sacrifice is laying just over there, so we can pick up that and work on that as an alternative. Depends on when we're done. Right now it is 12 minutes to 4 here in the Netherlands, so it is 15:49. That would be 3:49 p.m. And then that means that I'm usually here a little bit more than an hour, because that's usually when I need to make sure my table is cleared. And also today I do need to make sure I start cooking dinner on time, because we do have the General Assembly of the club tonight, where we are all expected to be. The chairman is up for election, so we will have a new chairman as well on top. Abba says next week she won't get much crocheting done because she needs to finish organizing yarn and move to the bigger room, which also needs painting. I'm just jealous that you are able to move all your yarn to a bigger room. I want that too, please. I'd love for me to have a nice big yarn broom. So that was row 27. Row 28, we need to do half double crochets in the first 11 stitches and increase. And repeat. So this is the last row of increase of this pattern. Then once we've done that, it's a full row of half doubles, and then it's a full row of singles, and then it is a row of slip stitches in each stitch, and then we're done. So we are coming closer to the end, I can tell you guys. 4 more rows. working on this right now, I really have the feeling that I probably did hook size down last time I made it for the brim, but as I said, I'm not gonna change hook and unwrap it all. It's looking fine. 8, 9, 2 more. What is this? It's probably a little bit more flexible than the brim. We'll have to see how it turns out. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11. We have a new person with us. Greetings, Ella. Greetings to Berlin, Germany. I am in the Netherlands, so we are neighbors. Berlin is a good 6 hours drive for me. Thereabouts, 6 hours. Apparently, Hobby also have a store in Hamburg. And that would be a shorter drive for me than the one in Denmark. But the one in Denmark, I do have an option to visit maybe next time I go. We will have to see. Oopsie daisy. I do have a different idea. So if we end up needing to order yarn, I can try something else. Let's see. I have the increase here. So that will be 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11, and then increase. 5 more. 5 more. Oh, sweet. I'll appreciate pictures, Oddballs, because I know I will be so jealous. So jealous. Like, I could probably change some things around in my guest room and turn it partially into a Rian room, but I would then also need to make some tough decisions on some items and maybe consider throwing some stuff out, which I don't really feel like throwing out. So that is also one of the reasons it's not happening as such. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11. Increase time. And I wouldn't be able to display all of my yarn in any case in a decent way where you could see it if, let's say, I did recordings in that room. Would be nice though. Would be worth considering. Let's see. Let's increase 2, 4, 6, 8, 9. I need 2 more. Sarah says it's time for me to make a little ball of yarn and roll. Hope you all have a blessed day. Catch up with you just another time, Sina. Well, have a nice and blessed day, Sarah. I hope it will be absolutely amazing. And thank you for hanging out with us. It was wonderful to have you hanging out with us. 2, 4, 6, 8, 11. Yeah. Oh, that is, if I counted correctly. Now I'm getting in doubt. Should be fine. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11. Yeah. I'm fine. And we need to do another 11. 2, 3, 4, 5. We'll count again. There's the increase. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11. Increase that. increase time. Then we do another 11 stitches. All I'm working right now is half double crochets. Not that I have that many half double crochets left actually. This row and another row, and then it's a row of singles before then doing a row of slip stitches. 2, 4, 6, 7. We need 4 more. And then we increase. Was like halfway around. Yeah, I think I'll probably have enough yarn to finish this, plus some leftover. But the thing is, I don't think I have enough yarn should I need to make it bigger. Ah, yarn split. Just a moment. Hate when that happens. So I should have 11 now. 4, 6, 8, 10, 11. I do. So we increase by 1. And we do another 11. What you do see on the yarn I have left, maybe a little bit, is that it is not turning as smoothly right now, but that is more due to the yarn here being less, because I don't feel a hard pull when I pull in it. No, 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 no. 2, 4, 6. I think that's 7. Yeah, that's 7. So 4 more. And then we increase. And we do another 11 half doubles before we increase by 1. 4, 6, 7. We need 4 more. 2, 3, 4. Let's count. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 11. And we'll increase. So it's the second last increase stitch. Of course, I just need to do 11, increase, and then another 11, and then, oh, that's lie. Second last. I have 2 more increase stitches left, and then we're done with this row. 2, 3, let's try again. I have a feeling I'm missing 1, 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Yeah, I am missing 1 before we can do the increase. That was the increase. Then we have 11 plus an increase left. Hope the rest of you get some nice work done on your projects. I certainly get some nice work done on mine. And we will finish this one together. And I think it's nice, but I really think that hook down size would, yeah, that would probably have been better. We know for the next. So what I have to do now is slip stitch into the previous row. Then I need to chain 1, and I need to do a full row of only half double crochets. And then after that, it's a full row of only single crochets, and then it is a full row of slip stitches, and we're done. I'm so close to being finished, ladies. That is amazing. I wouldn't blame you. Utbol says, I have to go to a doctor appointment next week, 1.5 hours away. The office is right beside Michael's. I'm thinking I'll have to run in and check the clearance section. I think that's fair enough. You know, as a reward for actually going to the doctors and having taken the whole trip, and now you're there anyway, and it's quite a drive. Of course you should do that. I'm 100% an enabler right now, because I can tell you one thing, I would do that. And, you know, going in and checking the clearance section does not mean you have to buy anything, but it does mean that if you go there and at least check it out, then you know that if you do miss out on a deal, you can still buy it. But if there isn't anything, then at least you don't have this thought in you saying, oh, I missed out on a good deal because I don't know if there was a good deal. So totally, I would go there and have a look, because, you know, what if you missed out on a good deal? That is definitely what I would do. That is already what I do in some aspects. You know, in the end, that's why we buy yarn on sale. Some of it is, of course, also to save money. Valid. I want to save money too. Who doesn't want to save money? Yeah, I'm probably gonna be just a little yarn short of actually being able to make 2. Unless I make them on the same size, but I think it's gonna be too small. I should have bought an extra skein. Why didn't I do that? Well, because I didn't consider the opportunity. I really want one of their craft cards for my Vips. Yeah, those where you have like 2 levels and then you like it's rolling. I'm all in the mood to get stuff too, but I really shouldn't buy too much right now. And I still don't know if I have a job. or if rather I should say if I'm on to the next process of the interview, because apparently they have like 4 or 5 steps and I've gone through the first 2. And I haven't had feedback yet on the second. I'm wondering if I have an email, so I'm just gonna check for fun sakes. Nope. At least not there. Could be on the other email. Just checking, just in case. No. So I need to be patient still. Not something I'm known for being good at. I need to be patient a bit more. I still haven't heard regarding how they thought my interview went. And that was yesterday, of course. But everything else we have been doing has been really like quick and smooth. Um, da, da, da. Yeah, well, they admit that they have lots of steps for the application process. And a part of it is to ensure that they find the perfect colleague because it's not a big company. But honestly, and they want to make sure whoever they hire won't be gone in like 3 months. But the level of flexibility possible is just so tempting to me. Here you normally send in a resume and have one interview and that's it. Here it's quite often to have 2 interviews. Like you have an interview and then you'll probably come back, and that's also usually when you need to start negotiating pay, things like that. The scary part is this is a part-time job and the salary indication is similar to what I got paid for my unemployment for a full-time job. So I think it's a decent salary for what it is, which is nice. And they pay a percentage into a pension plans for your retirement as well, and of course holiday money on top, so that's nice. But of course I don't know if I'm slightly too optimistic about getting the job. We will have to see. But in many aspects this job would be so perfect for me, so it would be actually pretty cool if I could get it. It's even more perfect than the past job I interviewed for, flexibility wise. But we will have to see. We will have to see. It's definitely getting a lot less, yeah. Should have another skein laying around somewhere. Oh, I did. I'll put it away. Just if we wanted to compare how a full skein looked like. Not that that's very relevant. They are 50 gram skeins, so they're not very big. 50 grams is 1.75 ounces for the US terms. It's an 8/8 cotton, so that is similar to somewhere between a DK and Aran weight. Maybe it's worsted, I don't know. Jesus. Like 3 to 4 weight. And the thing is, like, we're like sitting in this interview and they were like, yeah, you know, and if you get your tasks done and if it's less than the time you actually need, well, you still get paid for the time. I'm like, yeah, sure, I'm on. So there is still like a minimum pay regardless of how many hours I need to work. But there will be tasks and responsibilities that will need to get done on a more or less daily basis. I should mostly be fine also doing that. I've done it in the past, so I don't see why I shouldn't be able to do it here. Guess what? This row is almost complete. And then it's time for single crochets instead of the half doubles. So they will use less yarn. That's also nice. And then a row of slip stitches, which also uses less yarn, and then we are finished. The real question is if I should test the fit, but I did semi-test the fit, and I personally found it a bit snug on my head. A bit too snug. Well, I'm debating. I have ideas. I have ideas for future ones. How to solve that. So chain one, and then we'll do a single crochet. And then it's single crochet time. 130 of them to be exact. It is meanwhile 4:15, which means I think about in 15 minutes we'll probably be done. Maybe a bit less. Then we have half an hour to do something else. Even ends, but I don't need to do that on camera. I can do that on my own. Could ask if my mom is still here watching, because I need to make a fit. And we should have about the same head size. My husband pays his worker for traveling. Sounds familiar. As soon as they can start working, they will be working 4 hours anyway, so they get 8 hours a week in travel time. They stay there all week. That's fair enough. I think it's good because that's the thing. I do have pending job offers if I want to travel far, but that travel time is not covered. It's only the actual working time. So yeah, they do refund your travel costs, but not the time. And that is my thing, right? The thing is, I spend time traveling and I don't get paid for that time. And it's just time that I'm wasting every day. That is why I like this remote opportunity, but also because being able to do this remotely, just working from home or even working from my parents' place when I'm there on visit is so perfect as it just gives an extra level of flexibility. But also I have other things where I'm sometimes traveling, and if I don't have the vacation days to actually go there, it would be nice to just be able to bring the work with me and then work for a couple of hours on some days. And in Europe, if you are within the EU, costs for using roaming is centralized. So unless, as long as it's within fair use policy, you should not pay more to roam. In my case, I pay X amount to use my phone in the Netherlands, but I should pay the same amount for the same amount I use it in Germany or in Denmark or wherever else I am, which is really convenient because that also allows me just to do it via my phone subscription, which has enough data to accommodate for that. They don't really have travel costs. They use company vehicles to travel. If they choose to take their own, then it's travel cost. Their travel cost. They still get paid for the time though, which is fair, right? That's a choice. But I think it's still fair that they get paid for the time they spend on going there, because not everybody gets that. I'll definitely like to get my my travel costs paid, and the time I spent on doing so. Oh, need to watch out that I don't do half doubles. I've been so used to doing half doubles. It's just single crochets all the way around. I'm almost around. I have the feeling it's really getting big now, but that's logic. Once this row is around, it's a row of slip stitches, and then, my friends, we are done. Need to weave in ends. And then hope it fits. And it's arguably, I could frog it if it doesn't fit, but I've set that then I'd rather make an extra. And then the small one, give it away or put it on sale or whatever, because it's a lot of work. This is a lot of work. It's a few hours of work, right? And the feeling of frocking that just to save on the yarn, I'd rather buy the new yarn to make a new one. Genuinely, I'd rather do that. So that decision is made. I'm not gonna frog this one. It's not worth my time to frog it. The price for this is €2.60 because I only use 2 skeins because I got the yarn for half price. And normally a skein is €2.60. Now it's 130 multiplied by 2, which is 260. And a lot of hours. But for that money, I'd rather just buy 2 extra skeins. The thing is, I will need to buy more yarn because I'm not gonna pay shipping for only getting 2 skeins. So I'll buy some extra yarns if we go that direction. But let's see. Let's see. I should probably measure the inside circumference as well as test it out. Then we'll decide. It's a risk. Itchy fingers. To buy yarn or to... I definitely have itchy fingers. Oh my goodness. Very itchy fingers. Lately, I've really been looking at yarns and I've been like, yeah, please give me that. And I'm like, no, 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 no. I really have a whole stash I need to use first. So that one is a slip stitch. So I need to slip stitch. Oh well. So now we just need to slip stitch. And look how little I have left. It's exactly. So the thing is, if this is too small, I will need to buy more yarn. Well, need. I don't need it in that sense, I guess. Sort of need to. I will semi-need to buy new yarn because the thing is, I wouldn't need it, but I would need it if I would want to make another one that's a size bigger. Then yes, I will need it. That is a risk because it is right now much cheaper while it's on sale. Choices. Anyhow, what we're doing right now is a row of slip stitches. It adds this absolutely gorgeous border to the whole project. Meanwhile, I'm concluding that it takes, for this size, just about 2 skeins, if that is, you make it in one color. It's always different when you use multiple colors. Yeah, what if you want to make more and sell them? Exactly, that's my point. I will need more yarn. Oh, I did get more yarn. You will see on Monday. But maybe I will need to get more for this. I will discuss that with my mom, I think. It's just not very good for my decrease my stash project. That said, I am decreasing it right now because I'm actually working on a project, right? And I have an idea for a pattern that I want to try out too. So, which will require some yarn. So maybe do that. Well, I have time. I need to order no later than Monday if I want to get it while it's on sale. And this do go on sale once every so often, but I don't know when next. And in that event, I'll need it sooner rather than later. do have a feeling if I do, they had some other things where I'm like, yeah, that could be interesting. But right now, this, I should actually have brought my head mannequin with me here for testing. But what we're going to do is when I'm done with this row of slip stitches, we'll flip the camera up so you can see my pretty face. And I'll take off my headsets and you can tell me how it's looking. And I can use the camera to get an idea of how it's looking. Oh, I really go back every time so often to lean back, and then I go out of picture with my projects. I'm sorry. Sometimes I'm not sure if you're actively watching, or if you're just listening to me rambling along. Of course, we interact as well. There are things I need to do in connection with my, like, I'm actively working on setting up a web store, and I will say to you, the amount of rules I need to take into consideration is crazy if I want to do it internationally, which I do, of course. And the amount of things you need to do, it's not just three clicks with a button, it's functioning. Nope, there's like lots of things to do, so it will take a bit to have all that up running. Where I ordered this yarn from? I ordered it from a company called Linde Hobby, which is a Danish yarn store. They're called Yarn Laming in Danish. I don't know what they do have an UK store too. Linde Hobby probably have a .com too. Let me check. Yeah, you can do lindehobby.com too, which would be US. You can get drops from there too, which is on sale by the way right now if you want to get drop yarns. Their drops cotton is on sale. And I have to say this cotton is so nice to work with, really. The fun thing is you can't see that I'm getting slightly yarn fingers from the tension, but it's not in that sense rough on my hands to work with as some other cottons are. I think it's been generous to me. And they have like 70 plus colors in this 8/8, which is similar to the Hobby's 8/8 cotton, so it is a thicker cotton. I also got some for a bag that I want to try to make. That is a recycled cotton from drops. But I could also easily get more of these. I think it would make a nice soft bag if that's the direction one want to go. Now the real question is if I can consider this skein for used. Sort of could, because there's so little left. It's just a couple of meters. You tell me. Nightbot is saying, make sure you subscribe to my channel. Give me a thumbs up. Thumbs up are very much appreciated because that spreads my life to other yarn addicted people just like yourself. And we like to meet new people and hang out together. Yeah, there's, well, I could start on one and instantly weave in the ends. Right? There's so little left here. I think I'll just wrap it around one of the other skeins that I have so I know what colorway it is and so on, but that's it. Then I'm done because that's just, I'm done. I'm done. I'm done. Technically, I'm done. This is the yarn we have left. There's like what, maybe at best 5-10 meters, not even. And I have two ends to weave in. I have the starting end in the center and where we changed yarn. Wow. Wow, wow, wow. The real question is, we just concluded that no matter what, even if this is going to be too small or whatnot, I'm not gonna frog it because it's just a waste of time. Because I will sell it, and I just need my scissors. Apparently part of me is frozen again, which shouldn't be the case, so I'll just reload that to make sure it's not really because I'm frozen. Scissors. Oh, it seems to be running. Yeah, so here we are. I don't know, 5 grams left. Very close to being completely used. And as I say, I have another 2 full skeins. I'll just like put it with that. But if I have to make a size larger, I have another 10 stitches extra in the full row. And I don't think this is enough to accommodate for 10 stitches extra from here to there. Because this also increases by another 10 every row, right? Or every second row, kinda ish. So that is my thinking. That is my thinking. I will probably need an extra skein. Not much, but I will need an extra skein to be able to do a bigger size. Let's see. That would be there. And that would be back in here. Oops. No, I need this one to be behaving as well. That would be nice. And we should not get out there. We should get in here and get out. Be there. That should work. Yeah. Oh my goodness. This looks good. Except that wasn't the intention right there. So we'll go just down a bit. Awesome. And now, well, we'll probably should go this direction. Because guess what? We gotta weave in ends. And we go down there. We should be able to catch all of these. Along. Probably a bit off in a row further down. So let's try to get down there instead. and then go back. What can I say? My weaved ends never come undone. Frocking anything where weaved in ends is a nightmare. So right now, just by weaving in the ends, I've already been like, you will never frock this piece. It's not an option. And it will not be an option. But I should probably have made the brim with the hook size just one number smaller, which will have some yarn left, but I don't think still that there will be enough for adding an extra increase at top, at the crown, if that is what I want to do. But I would go down, like, I could probably have gone down to maybe a 4mm hook and then done an extra row. I could maybe have done that. So let's see. I'm gonna be cooking most of the afternoon, making Mexican stewed meat and preserving it for my guys when I have surgery in a month. That sounds like a good plan. That sounds like a really good plan. We are so I'm making something called baboti tonight, which is basically like a South African mixed dish of minced meat and spices and so on, together with rice. And one of the reasons for that is that I can use the leftovers Friday, because Friday I don't know how long I will be gone in Germany for my appointment. I have a few things I need to get done, so that is what I'm doing. Oh my goodness, that is tight. My goodness gracious, that is never gonna get undone. For sure. I think we'll just go out and go to the next row, because that row right there is never gonna get undone. It is valid to say I did pull it quite a bit when I started it up, intentionally, to make sure it was closed. Ta-ta! One more. We are really, really close to having this all finished. I do have two ends where I cut the yarn and so on. This won't come undone either. I think that's fairly safe to say. So that was one more done. And then we have here. I need to weave in some ends here. Then when that's done, I think it's time to test how well it sits. If you are a new watcher, welcome to this live. Subscribe to the channel and come and chat with us. It's always nice to have somebody in and saying hello and hang out with us. We are a lovely social bunch of people who love to craft and crochet. Knit, some of us knit too. And we just hang out. It is our little own social hangout, because not all of us have a local crafting cafe. And those who do, I am jealous of you. Would have thought. But I think it is nice to have a place to craft with somebody. So this is our little crafting corner. Let's ta-ta-ta. Yeah, it is also nice to have more than just me and not both chatting. Definitely. Definitely. So don't be shy. Come in and say hello. Come in and say hello. One thing is for sure, though, Oddballs, I'm quite sure you are the top chatter of this live. Oh my goodness. Guess what? We only soon have a one strand left to weave in. Hallelujah. I remember when I made the other one this winter, I had more strands to weave in because I changed colors a few times. And the hat did look absolutely amazing, so it's not like I'm regretting that I did it, but it was definitely more work. This one goes the other direction. The designer suggested you could carry the yarn, but I felt that when I carried the yarn, it was more obviously that that was done. So that's why I optioned to swallow the sour apple and just sew in ends. Obviously that's an option you do, but I could have carried the yarns, but I optioned not to. And I'm fine with that. I think it looked better not doing so. So what I could do here is I could go back up there. Just to make sure it doesn't come undone. A little bit back and forth is usually the trick. Da, da. And guess what, ladies? It's fitting time in a minute. Looking at how far the clock is, I don't know if it makes sense to pull forth the next project. Could be, could still do, but it's only going to be like 10 minutes. Done. Ta-ta! We have a bucket hat. We definitely do have a bucket hat here. So, what I will do, we used up a second skein, almost used up a second skein here of cotton 88 from Linda Hobby. Two skeins to make this. I wonder if I should have sized down just for the brim. I can consider that for another good time. So what I am gonna do is I am gonna flip this camera around. Then we are gonna head up to my pretty face. I don't know, maybe pretty face. And I will take off this. You should still be able to hear me. Maybe I sound a little bit more distant. I am just having it just right there, microphone. and we will see how it fits. I don't know, Mom, if you're still here. Now it's time to watch. It could be worse, I guess. Like, maybe it's not too bad. I thought it would be smaller. I really thought this would be smaller. So it could definitely be a lot worse. And you can still, like, if you want to, put up the brim. The brim could be stiffer, but it's not like an issue. I think it fits better than I thought it would. I think that's in conclusion. So it's definitely tighter than the other one I made. And now I need to, when I'm trying to do this on camera, I really need to have a good look because obviously it's different. But this would be my side look. I don't know, I can't see my back, but this is how I look at that side. And the other side. I think it's not too bad. Like, I wouldn't want it smaller if it's for me. I definitely wouldn't want it smaller, but it's okay. So I might actually not need to make an extra, because me and my mom apparently have about the same head size. So I think the conclusion here is that that we're probably okay. I think. So my ear tips would be here, and that's around where the pattern ends. Yeah, I think it's good. That said, I still think if I were to make it again, that I'd crochet hook down for the brim. And I also think I might have done that on the original version, which I didn't do in this one. But this one was requested to increase one round less based on one I already made that was tested, and that was a little bit larger cost size. So, so that's what I'm thinking. Good morning, Rudy. Rudy Fern says it's at 10:50 a.m. Central American time right now. It is 16:15, so 4:50 p.m. here in the Netherlands. And the thing is, Hele, this is nice. It's nice cotton. It's. I think it's pretty okay for whichever. Yeah, it's a good cotton. So I'll bring that with me home. I think you'll be fine with this one. Or do you think I need an extra? That's a large size. Like, I think it's good. It's not as tight as I thought it would be. When I did the first fitting, like when I missed 2 rows here, I had the feeling it was tighter. But I think due to it stopping above the ears, like if I just do like this, maybe, you can see that it stops just above my ear. And because my ears doesn't need to be in it, it fits. But if you want to like have your ears covered, I would need a larger size, because then it gets too squeezy with my ears. But because it's above the ears, I think it's fine like this. And I like the pattern. And you can also easier see the pattern now when I'm having it on. And yeah, you can always pin it up somewhere, definitely. I am happy. I am definitely happy. I am pleased with this result. And I'm surprised that I didn't need to break up a third skein. I'm happy though, because obviously I have 2 skeins left for something else, another project. You can see lightly here there where I've done the increases, but it's not too bad. You can always put that in the neck or somewhere else if it's annoying. I could make a size bigger to have matching hats. Yes, I could. I could always consider that. But I think the conclusion is I'm not desperately needing. I think this will be fine. So the purpose of this hat is in the event that, and we don't know yet, that the treatment for my mom will consist of a chemotherapy, which is possible at least. We don't know yet. And she might go bald from that, like the hair loss that goes with chemotherapy. And the idea is she's able then to protect her head. The shade helps with the ears. Yeah, that's true. I think this is okay. So I don't need to buy more yarn. What a shame. What a shame. I might bump into a store before going home that has yarns. Who knows? But this one, yeah, I'm pretty happy with the end result. Yeah, I think it's good. I think it's good. I think it's, yeah, we finished it. Woohoo. So what you can option, and that is also what the pattern designer has done, to have some different rows here of different colors. To do that, what I'm considering is also doing something similar, to kind of help create a Dutch spirit, to do it a bit more Dutch inspired. And that can be done either both having this and the top part orange and then have a Dutch flag around here, or maybe just make it red on top, white, and then blue, because that again is the Dutch flag. So that is some of the thoughts I have. And I did get yarns for that. So definitely it's not the first and the last hat I'm making. If I want to make matching hats to go with my mom, I don't know, I could. But I could also do that at a later time. And actually, I'll be fine with this because I think size-wise, it's pretty okay like this. It could be bigger, and bigger is probably also okay. That gives a bit more room if you have your hair set up. But this also works actually for this head size. Yeah. No, that was the wrong direction. I think it's okay. But I think though that said, I'd still crochet hook size down. That is also what the maker does. She makes the first bit of it until here in the same size hook, and then she sizes down just one hook size to do the brim. I optioned to first I had to upsize, so the maker makes it in a 3.5mm crochet hook. I have to make it in a 4.5 just to get even close to the tension for the right sizing when I'm increasing on top. So I do it at 4.5 all the way until here, and then I will probably for this piece go down to 4mm if I do it again, because that does give you a little bit extra stiffness in the brim, even though this is somewhat flexible and somewhat stiff. I'd probably just do that just for a little extra added stiffness for a future hat, that is. Yeah, exactly. She may not have, she may not, right now she has, luckily. Actually, she has more than normal, but that's because it seems a bit odd to go to the hairdresser not knowing, that is, if it could be a waste in a few weeks' time. So, been holding off for a little bit for obvious reasons. Yeah, so that's pretty much it. It is almost 5 p.m. here, which means that for me it's slowly getting to the end time. I do have I actually did have talked about my ultimate sacrifice here, but I'm not going to start on it because I won't have enough time to do it. It's so close to closing time. And I even have, and that is actually I stuffed in the 2 extra skeins. This is the Cotton Light from Drops, which I want to make the Sweet Martine poncho in. And maybe we'll look at that next week. I'll be back Wednesday next week with a new live, of course. Maybe earlier, it all depends. But the primary color is this, which is like the light fuchsia, and then light lilac will add some stripes to it. But I need to do some patterns in a grand square, which I haven't looked much into the pattern yet for, and therefore I haven't started it yet. Maybe I will now, because this is done. This was a bit of a priority because I don't know when I'll travel next. I'll have to talk with my mom about that a bit later. What I am gonna do is I'm going to end this stream because, as I said, I have to cook dinner. We have to be somewhere tonight, and it is it's something nice for leftovers for Friday, but time-wise, yeah, I have to do that. I think I'm gonna say happy crafting. Thank you so much for spending time with me. It was an absolutely wonderful time today. I'll be back Friday with a yarn talk video with an update. You can see this again on Friday. Again, with all the other projects I've made or finished, including a full show of the Ceylon tea shawl. That's on Friday. On Monday, I will release my yarn haul that includes the yarn I used for this. So you know a little bit about the yarns that's in there, but there's a yarn haul coming up on Monday. On Wednesday, I'll be live again here with you guys, at least as long as nothing unpredictable happens. And that's about it. It was so amazing spending time with you guys. I really love my lives with you. So yeah, thank you for staying around and hanging out with me. Have a great day. Take care and happy crafting.